What's going on, guys? Justin here. This is my first actual video ever being put out into the YouTube stratosphere. And today I basically wanted to go over my top 5 reasons for why you should start your own business and why you should start it now. Now, mind you, this list isn't in any order. It's my own personal opinion. I haven't gotten any advice from any gurus. I haven't talked to anybody else about this. This is just me. Now, number one, my number one reason for why you should start your business is independence, and not having to work for anyone else. In today's world, in today's economy, job security is a very important thing to most people, especially people who are older and who have families. You never want to put yourself in a position to where you can lose your job and have your family struggling to find income or struggling for you to find a job while you guys are sitting in limbo. That's never a good thing. And when you start your own business, you have leeway to be able to stop as you go, do as you please, do whatever you want to do, as long as you have a good work ethic. And I want to say that leads me into my next point, which is financial freedom. You can have an unlimited cap on the amount of income that you can generate for yourself. You have a very high potential for becoming wealthy. If you are working for someone else, those realities they're not going to happen. I'm sorry to say it. If you're working a 9 to 5 and you think, after 40 years you're going to be a millionaire, no, it's not happening that way. Not unless you have a great job that's paying you well over 6 figures every single year and you have great job security. That's not happening. But let's face it, how many jobs out there are like that? I can count I can count them on one hand or 2 hands. It's not very many out there. And for the vast majority of people, that's not their reality. For the vast majority of people, they're waking up 9 to 5, going to work every single day, running a rat race in hopes that an opportunity, is going to just slap them in the face. And I'm sorry to tell you, but that's not the way the world works. In order for you to be successful out here, in order for you to succeed in having your own business, you have to do it. You can't sit around and hope that somebody's going to give you a handout. You can't sit around and ponder, what if this, what if that, what if this happens, what if that happens. That's not how business works. Business is a culmination of your ideas and your motivation and your drive to actually want to get out there and do it. Now, that right there leads me into my next point, which is, capital. Capital is something that is going to be a particular, I guess, downfall for a lot of people. Most people don't have money just sitting there laying around. But I'm going to save that one for another video, actually. I'm going to just move on to my next point. My third point is going to be personal ego. You have bragging rights amongst your friends. How many of you would like to sit there and whenever you and your friends are having a conversation or anything that has to do with what do you do for a living, wouldn't you guys love to be able to say, oh yeah, well, I own my own business? I think that right there in itself is a great motivating factor, to not say that you work for someone else, to say that you work for yourself. And especially if you are doing very well for yourself, that speaks volumes to potential, friendships in the future, relationships, anything, that just gives you a certain level of stature in the economy, especially, amongst your friends and everybody in your inner circle. They look up to you, they look at you as, oh, wow, this guy right here, he's about his business and he's actually doing it. I want to be like him. It can actually motivate people around you, which is something that I think is important. And my fourth point I want to say is something that I touched on a little bit earlier, but that's going to be job security. You never have to worry about someone firing you. Your work ethic and your motivation are the only things that can basically hold you back. If you don't get up every day with a drive and a passion for what you do, it's not going to be worth it to you, and you're not going to want to do it. There are going to come times where you're going to be sitting there thinking to yourself, damn, man, this is tough. I don't know how much more I can take of this, but Your motivation and your love for what you do is what's going to get you through that. And it's going to make you, get up every day and go into the office and put in those long hours that you need in order to be successful. It's just the way it is. It has to be something that you're passionate about, because just think about it. If you wake up every day at your job now and you hate your job, imagine, if you weren't getting paid for it, would you do that? No, you would not do that. You would not want to do that. So it's something that, you really have to sit there and think about. Is this a business that I can see myself doing for the next 5, the next 10, the next 15 to 20 years? Or is this something that I'm just looking, at a get rich quick scheme? I'm sorry to tell you this, guys, but unless you are a venture capitalist or an angel investor or something along those lines, or something where you already have money set aside for yourself, if you have no money and you're looking to start a business, it's not a get rich quick scheme. It's a get rich slow scheme. That's just the way it is. You're going to have to grind. You're going to have to get up every day early in the morning. You're going to have to work late hours. You're going to have to put in that work because you want to be successful. You want to sit there and you want to be able to look back on your life when you get older and say, I did that myself. That was me. I put in the work for that. No one else helped me. No one gave me a handout. I didn't ask anybody for anything. I did that myself. And to me, that right there is enough in itself to, be proud of. And that brings me to my last point, which is potential lifestyle. Now, I'm sure all of you have sat back and thought to yourself, what would I do with $1 million, right? That's a question that a lot of people sit there and they ask themselves. But here's what I'm here to tell you. You don't know what you would do with $1 million. You can sit there, you can ponder on it all you want, but until you have $1 million in your bank account, you don't know what you're gonna do with that money. You might blow it, you might save it, you might invest it. Who knows what you're gonna do? Now, the best way to establish a great lifestyle for yourself, and also to allow yourself to have money to save, to pay your bills without having any stress, to take vacations, to set up funds for your children, trust funds, college funds, whatever kind of funds you want to set up. In order to do that, the best way I can think of is to own your own business. You're not going to be able to really do that efficiently working a 9-to-5 minimum wage job. It's just not going to cut it. I'm sorry. So, the lifestyle that you guys can, potentially have, that should be a great motivating factor for why you should start your own business now. And I hear a lot of people talking about, I want to sit there and I want to create a business plan. I want to, think about what I want to do. But at the end of the day, you're not making money unless you're doing what you are supposed to be doing. You understand what I'm saying? You're not making money unless you're out there knocking on doors, getting business, sitting in someone's home, estimating a sales job, or whatever you're doing, selling a product or a service. You're not, in the office doing whatever you got to do to better your financial future. You're not making money. So how can you get to that level? In my opinion, I feel as though if you have the drive and the motivation to want to be successful and to get out of your current situation, you're going to do it. That's just the bottom line. And like I said, these are just my personal opinions. If you guys feel any differently, feel free to, leave a comment. I would love to chat with you guys and get some feedback from everyone out there. But in the meantime, you guys stay blessed. Peace.